Hey y'all, RB Bass Angler Steve Blumberg coming back at you with another maintenance tip. Today's project, trailer bearings. You just need some basic tools and the willingness to get dirty. Let's get into it. So obviously I've already taken the wheel off. I give this a free spin. Sounds pretty good. This is something I like to do every spring before I go doing a lot of trips to Clear Lake, simply because I'm gonna put some hard and abusive miles on this bad boy. Got myself a piece of plywood down here. You can use cardboard, anything. You're gonna make a mess, so it's a good idea to cover it up. First thing we gotta do, get this cap off of here. Just gonna take a little punch. I'm gonna work this out of there. Got the cap off. Now's a good time to put on gloves if you have them. I like to do it after I get the cap off, just so I minimize the risk of tearing up my gloves. Grease got a little milky, which does mean there was some water intrusion. But it's a boat trailer. It's kind of hard to help. Okay. Now we got this locking pin. Set that aside. Pull off that locking cap. Clean up that locking cap and set it aside. You should be able to just take this off by hand. Clean up our axle nut. Set it aside. Now our whole assembly should want to come off. I'm just going to continue with the disassembly and the cleaning. Washer aside. You're going to go through a lot of paper towels on this job. I don't think you're going to sit down with like 5 or 6 towels and get this job done. Just bring the roll. So I take a little bit of degreaser. One of my favorites is Super Clean. This stuff's awesome. Spray all the parts I took off too and let it soak for a second. Okay, I've got everything good and clean. Come and wipe down our axle nut and accessories. Clean out the cap. A little bit of staining, but otherwise clean. Our outer bearing. Clean it up. Spray it down with some good degreaser and clean it up. I'm not overly concerned about trying to get every last little bit of old grease out of there, but I'll try my best to get as much out as I can. When we force the new grease in there, it's going to force the rest of that old grease out. Now it's time to get this rear seal out. They do make a seal pulling tool that you can pry that out with. You can use a screwdriver and just kind of tap into the ends if you want. Or you can use channel locks, which is what I'm going to do because I loaned mine out and it did not find its way back home. So I'm going to take that rear bearing. I'm just going to push it down a little bit. Make myself a little gap, just get my channel locks in there. I'm just going to work my way around, applying some prying force. Use my punch here. Doesn't do you much good to see what I'm doing. Try and do it this way. See, we're lifting. There we go. Rear seal's out. That's garbage. Okay, rear seal's pulled out, so we can remove that rear bearing. We're best to get all the old grease off of that. Clean the rest of the old grease out of your hub here. Yeah, nice and clean. Now we can start putting things back together. I bought myself a bearing packer. I used to do the big glob of grease in your palm and you squish it in, which works just fine. I'm getting bougie in my old age, I guess. Got myself some nice Timken grease. Yeah. I'm going to get a majority of the grease in here. But I'm going to keep a little bit in my container because there are uses for grease and I don't want to have to keep opening this thing up. Okay, I'm going to take my rear bearing, cone side down, screw that in. It's definitely squishing old grease out. See in there? Yeah, that old grease, I want that gone. See, we got all nice fresh red grease there. So that's looking good. Drop that bearing in, cone down. I'm going to take some of this fresh grease. I'm just going to lube that up. Myself a generous dollop in there. So I'm of the school of thought that a lot of grease is good, especially in a marine environment. Set that there. And go get myself a little block of wood. Got myself a little block of wood and my mallet. And I'm just going to start tapping. You don't want to just send it. I want to get that thing to seat first. Then you can send it. So you're nice and flush. Just like that. Now we're going to flip her over. I'm going to take myself another generous bunch of grease. Get everything good and lubed up in there. Get our bearing packer again. Cone side down. Looking great. That's all good, red grease. Nice and greasy in there. Drop that in cone side. And get nice fresh grease on our spindle here. All right. Now we're just going to fit that bad boy back in there. Just like that. Okay, now your washer is keyed. We're going to fit that on and spin until we find how it fits. Just like that. Good, and as that squishes in, we see that grease. That's what we're looking for. Tighten up that axle nut. We're good and hand tight. Rotate this around. And tight again. In the interest of seating this, go nice and tight with the wrench. Give it a couple rotations. No, we're good and tight. Now I'm just going to back off. And now I'm loose. I'm just going to go to where, with no torque, I'm snugged. No play. And undo that by hand if I put some torque to it. There we go. I'm going to fit on my locking cap. Just like that. We're going to get that little locking pin locked in there. Now in a marine application, you can take some blue Loctite around here. You can take some silicone around here if you want, if you don't feel like that's pressing in too good. I'm pretty comfortable with the way that was seating. We'll put a generous amount of grease in that dust cap. We're going to go ahead and reseat this. There we go. That is how you get that job done. I'm going to go do the other side. You guys go fishing. We'll see ya.